Welcome to the greatest show in tea time history. I am your host, Junior. This is my wonderful wife, Jennifer. And guess who? It's Emily.
Welcome back.
Madam Bubbles.
Welcome back to the Padilla Family Homestead. We are here for season 2, episode 4. It's all three of us. You have the whole gang today. And just welcome back. So it's tea time with Jen. We are drinking tea. We're talking about different areas where we want to live intentionally. I have a whole playlist of these from last season and for this season. I will tag that in the description below, so make sure you check that out. We talk about all kinds of fun topics. We get in deep, just give you some food for thought. We always start.
Where's the food?
It's our words that we're going to say is the food for thought. We always start every episode with what we are drinking first, because it is tea time with Jen. So grab our tea.
Mine's the best, by the way.
So we'll do him last. Go ahead.
I'm drinking our Downton Abbey tea.
It's very good. It's in the tin. It's from, I think, the Republic of Tea or Tea Republic.
To me.
It's very good. I have in my Vermont maple ginger from Celestial Seasonings. It's super yummy.
And I have manly tea. Bourbon barrel tea. It's very manly. It grows hairs on your chest. You hear that, little boys? It gives you hairs on your chest. Enjoy some wonderful tea. Where do we get this tea from?
I can't even breathe. Okay, so apparently he's gonna do this every single time he drinks this tea, I think. Oh,
It's
goodness.
delicious tea.
Goodness gracious. It is from the Stivers Homestead.
Stivers.
So I will tag it below. It used to be like the holiday bourbon barrel tea, and now they just have it available as bourbon barrel. It is delicious.
It's
really
amazing.
Good. It's very good.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Sound like a Kool-Aid man.
This
Anyway.
thing's better than Kool-Aid.
as you could tell, we are going to have a super fun video today, just because have all three of us and it's multiple personalities going on here. So we are talking about thankfulness, living with a heart of thankfulness, with intention, choosing to be thankful, even when it's not easy, just overall thankfulness. We thought this was a good week to talk about it. The week this is coming out, it is the week of Thanksgiving. And I think it's something that's important, that makes a big difference in how we approach all the things in life. So we're going to start off. Why don't you start with when you hear thankfulness and to choose to intentionally be thankful, what do you think of? And you be thinking.
I'm thankful for life itself.
Okay.
I'm thankful to have a roof over our head. I'm thankful that, we've never had lack of food. And that's because of how we prepared ourselves, I think, recently.
We've had lack of food, but it hasn't been for very long.
I'm thankful for being able to get off insulin, because I was diabetic, and I could still be diabetic if I do the wrong things, but me doing what I did got me to where I'm not having to poke myself consistently and checking my blood sugars and all that stuff. And I'm thankful to have such a wonderful family that is supportive and very helpful. Yeah.
When you hear being intentionally thankful, what do you think of?
There's a couple things I think of. I think my first one that's just knee jerk is I'm thankful for God and everything. I'm thankful for my faith and how He's grown me. A lot. Even if like part of it came through trials and stuff and it came through some really hard things, I'm thankful that I'm able to walk and everything, be able to just like, if I wanted to, I could walk up the stairs and everything just for the heck of it. Like, I'm thankful that I can do that. I'm thankful that I can see and that I'm here on this earth for another day and everything. I'm thankful for the testimony He's given me. I'm thankful for the community He's given me too, between Fearless and the house, the young adults group that I go to. Like, the community He has blessed me with is absolutely amazing. And honestly, like, they help me grow and I help them grow, and it's such a beautiful thing. Iron sharpens iron, as a friend sharpens a friend, and everything. And so that's something huge for me, but I'm also really thankful for my family.
Sounds good. So for me, the things that I am thankful for, there's so many. I'm thankful for the opportunity to be able to share on YouTube and my blog. I'm thankful for my husband and my daughter. I'm thankful that for God. I am thankful for all kinds of things. But I think what I'm the most thankful, I'm not going to say the most thankful for. One of the things I'm the most thankful for is the ability to choose to be thankful even when life is hard. And I think that has been a game changer for me, because there are so many times that I focus on all the other stuff going on, and I focus on all the worries and the stress and all the things happening, and learning how to intentionally be thankful, even when it's not easy to be thankful, has made a huge difference in just how I approach life and deal with things, and it's really changed who I am at the core, being thankful. And I think that has been something that we've all done in different ways, at different times, and how some things we still struggle in this, but overall, this is something that if one of us is forgetting to be thankful, or our focus is kind of off, then we not correct, but remind the other somebody, and it can come from any of us. Yeah. We're pretty good about being,
it can come from outside people too.
Yeah. I'm gonna set this down. So I think that, let's jump into that. So when life is hard, when you have struggle after struggle after struggle happening, and you feel very overwhelmed by all of the stressors, by all of, whether it's grief or hardships or whatever, it is very hard to be thankful for something, anything, if you just lost somebody that you love. It is very hard to be thankful for a bunch of things when you just lost your job, or it's very hard to be thankful if you are dealing with a chronic illness. There's a lot of things, circumstances that can make it very difficult to be thankful. And I think, just really fast, not in depth, I know loss has been one for me. I think circumstances, stress overall has been one for me. Off the top of your head, what's a couple for you?
Stress. A lot of stress.
Chronic pain
pain,
from injury.
non-stop pain. Yeah. I mean, I used to have really bad depression, but it's not as bad recently. But when stress is intense, and depression can creep up in bits here and there. But yeah, pain.
Stress and pain.
Majority.
Quick for you.
I think loss has been a huge one for
Mhm.
me. Having multiple chronic illnesses is one for me, and going through just life circumstances. Going through life, it's just hard.
It is. So, I wanted to go through those because it kind of gives an idea of some of what we think are our key ones that are hard to be thankful in. I'm telling you, when dealing with, watching him deal with chronic pain from injuries and still choose to try to be thankful, watching her learn to be thankful in the midst of massive losses and so forth, and through some of the health challenges you have gone through, those things encourage me. And I think that I know this isn't something that came naturally. It's very unnatural to choose to be thankful.
It's a lot easier to just be pessimistic.
Now it's easier. Now it's my knee-jerk reaction, right? So with that, if you practice it, it's going to get easier to do. So if you're in the middle of a situation right now where you are having a very hard time seeing the positive of anything, if you are struggling with something, if you are missing somebody, if you have pain, whatever it is, might take a little bit more work right off the bat to implement, but it does become easier, and it does change how you feel in that situation. So let's say in the middle of a job loss, I am thankful that we still have food. I'm thankful that we have income that is putting a roof over our heads. I am thankful for our health overall. I am thankful for friends and family. I am thankful that the weather is beautiful and it's cooling down and it's fall. I am thankful that we have community. I'm thankful for all kinds of things. I don't have to be thankful for the job loss. I don't have to be, and that can come around, right? I don't have to be thankful that he's in horrible pain all the time, right? But I can be thankful from the horrible pain that I can see his character strengthen and grow through it. I think you have been able to push through, and your mindset and your growth, I'm thankful that you've had the opportunity to see that growth and to rely on God, but I'm not thankful for the pain. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think it's just...
You're thankful for the outcome, not for the circumstances that brought about that outcome.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, even though it hurts, it's been a long time, and my body's just like, it's there, it's not going to change till something happens.
Yeah.
And I can't be struck and bottled up in bed all the time, just complaining about the pain nonstop. I gotta live and be a part of the family and contribute in what I can do. I don't want to give up and just be that person that's constantly reminded of the pain. I just want to keep pushing forward till, eventually something happens, whether it's surgery or whatever. Biggest thing is just gotta keep moving forward and enjoy life as you do it.
Yeah.
Especially with family.
Yeah, and I think that with yours, so I feel like this is something that I started implementing individually in my life. And being your mom, it's something that we really have worked on and focused on. And when we got together, you did it kind of, but you started focusing more on thankfulness as our relationship grew and so forth.
Yeah.
And so with that, I will tell you, choosing to be thankful when people around you do not choose to be thankful is really hard, because you're choosing a train of thought, you are choosing an outlook, you're choosing to look through certain colored glasses, not rose colored glasses, because you still see all the crud going on, right? Yeah. But you are choosing to view things differently than other people, and other people may not understand that. Other people may be envious of that. Other people may think that that's not okay, whatever, right? But choosing to do that and then having it work well in your life and change how your perspective kind of the world, people pick up on it. It made it easier after I implemented that for her to start implementing it,
yeah,
right?
I remember when I first really started implementing it, like for real, was when I started coming back to God and everything. I started being more thankful. Mm-hmm. Yes, I had lost over 9 people at that point. I had gone through excruciating pain and had gotten diagnosed with a couple different things. And I thought I was going to die at one point. But you know, I chose to be thankful that I was living another day. I chose to be thankful for just breath and everything. And I started off small, and then it grew and it grew and it grew. And it brought such joy and peace that people started seeing it and being like, what did you do? I want some of that.
Right. I think what you said right there is key, because that's one of my big advice that I give to people right off the bat. If you are struggling to get call it a blessings journal, have something that you keep next to your nightstand. And when you wake up in the morning, write something that you are thankful for. It could be that you woke up. It could be the fact that you're going to have a cup of coffee. It could be the fact that it's whatever the weather's going to be, right? Whatever it is, it could be super, super small, or it can be super in-depth. It doesn't matter. Write something down overall in life in the morning that you are thankful for. And then when you go to bed at night, write something that you are thankful for from that day. Yeah. And what that does is it positions your heart. It starts your day looking for the positive. It starts your day in a place of thankfulness and in looking for the positives. And then it ends your day on reflecting. And you can reflect on everything that happened, but you're writing down and you're choosing to remember, and you're choosing to focus on the positive from that day. And the more you do that, and it doesn't take a whole long time to get in the habit of this, right? So the more you do that, the more you start looking for things. The more you go, oh, I'm thankful of this, or I really like this, or I love this, and it changes kind of, you start to lift your head out of the tunnel vision of whatever's going on that you're not thankful for, and it helps you to see all of the other things.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be relevant to what we're talking about.
It's always fun when he says that.
I think, like, for me, I learned a lot from life experiences. I've had people who have had cancer, and there's people who fight and want to survive, and they survive, and there's people who don't, and they don't make it.
But there's people who fight who don't make it too.
I'm not saying exactly,
people-
but
You're saying mindset.
mindset
Mindset matters.
Mindset matters.
Right. And I get that. I just want to be like, because there could be people.
Yeah.
Who it's mindset isn't everything, but mindset does.
Right.
God
Does
can't make me
matter.
towards any of it, but
And
yeah.
so, I think with that, yes,
You know what?
in that people who choose to be thankful, they choose to look at life positively, usually are happier overall people.
Yeah.
People who choose to look at life negatively or choose to focus on all the stress, then they're usually more negative and more stressed out.
I remember, Pastor Andrew saying at one point, like, he always made a point to start prayer off with thankfulness and end it off with thankfulness and everything, and being open about, like, hey, when you make room for gratitude, like, everything else that you're having a hard time with and everything, when you start focusing your mind on that gratitude, all of the ugliness in your mind starts to shift and
Mhm.
everything. It shifts to a mindset of gratitude. You just start off with one baby step.
It does, and it changes
You
it.
start and you end with it.
It changes it spiritually. It
Mhm.
changes it relationally with people around you.
Yeah.
It's one thing if you are having an issue with a spouse and you guys are trying to work things out and are trying to find common grounds. If all you focus on is all the negative that they do, that's all that you're going to have.
Yeah.
But if you focus on and recognize the things that they do that are positive, then it shifts and you see, but both, there can be both there. But if you, whether it's a spouse, a kid, if all you do is say the negative, can you do this, or you didn't do this, or whatever, right? And you never say thank you for doing this, thank you for this, and it's going to change how they think you perceive them as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to have the heart of thankfulness, to feel it, but also to speak it.
Yeah.
And that's the one I have to work on more, because I'm not as good with that. Sometimes I'll catch myself and go back and go, do you know what? I'm very thankful that you did this, or I'm thankful for this attitude, or whatever else.
Yeah.
Because
think-
you guys aren't mind readers.
No, yeah,
No.
that's what I was gonna say. Is like we all think differently,
Exactly.
and we all take in things differently. So if you're not, if like I'm not vocally saying, "Hey, thank you for doing this, Emily," or "Thank you for doing this,"
Right.
to my wife, they're not really gonna think about it like that. They're gonna be like, well, like it's whatever.
Well, and if I do something and you tell me thank you, I know for sure that you liked it,
Yeah.
that it meant something to you, and I'm more likely to repeat that behavior again.
Oh my god, like the gravy she made with the turkey, I'm like, oh,
I'm still sad I didn't get to try that.
No, you will.
it was so good.
So it came back to food. So, but okay, so for him, it's like food, right? That he's thankful that I'm doing
Food is
this,
his love language.
or he's thankful that I'm doing the laundry, or he does say thank you for me doing these things, right? There's certain things that are physically harder for him to do with his injury that he wishes he could do and he wishes he could help with. And so it's important for me to recognize the things that he does and that he recognizes the things that I do. And that it's coming from a place of love, and we are appreciating that. And if there are things that still need to be worked on, that we still need the other one to help with more, or do more, or change this, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a separate conversation. I think it's important that sometimes we just say thank you. Sometimes we just recognize thankfulness. And then Sometimes it's thank you, but I also need this. But if every time you say thank you and you say but, that's going to mean less to that person, and it's not going to feel like you really are thankful.
There's different types of conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I think like the thank you, and then on a different note, say, by the way, like, is there any way you can do this also?
Right.
Just a way of finding a way of phrasing things, communicating, and I think the biggest key factor is having a safe environment to where you can
right.
easily all communicate without being felt like you're getting beat down on or something like that.
Right. And I think each of us, correct me if I'm wrong, like our mindsets now better than we did before when we didn't choose thankfulness.
Well, oh yeah,
of course.
Okay, that's what that's what I thought. So I keep elbowing her apparently. So the key. This is kind of an easier video. It's a big subject and it's not as easy to implement, but it's kind of easier to talk about because you have to position your heart to choose to be thankful. And that's something that only you know your surroundings. You know where you live. You know the people that you live with. You know the weather. You know all the things that are there, right? And you know what you can be thankful for. I am thankful I don't have carpet in my kitchen. Silly. I know. But do you know what? I'm thankful that I don't have carpet in my kitchen. And those are the things that I had to tell myself, like little tiny things. There was a home renovation thing that had carpet in the kitchen I watched one time, and that's what made me trigger that. So, but you just don't know what other people are going through or other people are struggling with, and it may be very easy for you to be thankful for something that somebody else is struggling with. And like any of the topics that we talk about, you choosing to change your mindset and make changes in your life, you cannot expect people around you to do the same thing at the same time. It is their conviction and it's their process. Right, it is their process. Now, when you're raising kids, you can train them and teach them. And so I think that one of the things, like, we process through hurts with friendships or different situations, we process through and go, well, these things do stink, right? But look at all of these things that are positive or positive outcomes out of it, right? And look at the things you can gain out of this or that you did gain out of this. And it teach them to change their mindset to look at the positive. And that is going to make a big, big, big difference in how they approach life overall. And so when it comes to a spouse, you can just be an example. You can talk about it. And if you're growing, hopefully your spouse is growing along with you, because both people should be growing and you should be working very hard to keep growing together, right?
Analogy on that the other day, where it's like you two, this is spouse, this is you, here's God. You have to get close to God in order to find each other.
That's a good analogy,
right?
And so you are hopefully growing continually. That's like the whole purpose of intentionally living and growing and doing, right? And so hopefully you're able to have conversations that are encouraging the other person in where they are in their growth and able to talk about where you are in your growth. If you are not married, this is something that's very important to look for as somebody that you can communicate with that is continually growing and wants to grow with you and encourage you in your journey where you are, and you encourage them in their journey where they are, and then you'll be on your journey together, right?
Yeah.
And then it's important in friendships, it's important in work, all of the different areas of your life. I mean, I think most of us have worked for somebody at some point. If you worked for a manager who never said thank you versus a manager who thanked you for doing a good job, they don't have to thank you. It's you're get paid to do a job. But if you work for a manager who thanks you and you enjoy it more, it makes a more positive experience for you and for them.
Positive reinforcement.
And it changes the entire atmosphere that is there.
It's mood lifting.
It is. It changes the whole atmosphere.
You know what?
Just
they
two
should
simple
do?
words. And
Yeah.
so, if that's a position in your heart, imagine what those two simple words can do in a workplace, how that affects an entire life, and how that rubs off on everybody around you. So, if you are new to choosing to be thankful, if you are more of a pessimist, if you happen to see the glass half full most of the time, I just be thankful you have a glass that holds that much water and still has room for much more. There's work towards it. Get that journal out and write down something every morning that you are thankful for in life, and then write down something every evening that you were thankful for that day. And again, it can be little to start with, it could be big, but I really encourage you.
And I think the biggest key about that, even when you're writing it down, you could always read back and see that even though that day you're having it rough, you've had it good many times before.
Yeah, and I think it helps when you face a new storm.
Yeah.
That you remember that you were able to be thankful through a previous storm.
Yeah.
In your life. Yeah. And it makes going through weathering storms a lot more enjoyable for yourself and for everyone around you. And yeah, so that's my encouragement to you, is to grab that notebook, start really thinking about the things that you're thankful for. I don't think, I know we're talking about it in November, but I think this is more than just a November thing. I think this needs to be a daily act. It's a daily choice, sometimes hourly, minute by minute choice.
Oh. Especially with me. I can go, what?
So, just, it's not always going to be easy, but if you start making those shifts, it will help. And do it yearly, not just at Thanksgiving time. We have a lot all throughout the year to be thankful for, and if you look around, you'll be able to find it. So that's our challenge, and our food for thought for today is intentionally choosing to be thankful, and vocalizing that, and letting people know that you are thankful, if it has to do with them. So we thank you for joining us. We will see you on the next Tea Time with Jen. These are posting every Friday in November, December, and January. And then that's kind of when we're going to wrap it out. And then the next fall/winter, we will start up season 3. So thank you for joining, and we'll see you in the next video.
Yeah. Don't forget bourbon barrel tea.
And like and subscribe.
Yes. I was going there.
She stole your life. Okay, well, if you like this video, like it, subscribe if you want to see more, and I would love to hear in the comments some things that you are thankful for.
And if you recommend any teas.
Any teas.
Bourbon barrel teas.
We'll see you on the next video.
Bye.